Hey guys, my name is Adam, your friendly Sasquatch, and today we are reviewing Olight's Warrior 3, the third iteration of their tactical flashlight. Pretty cool flashlight, and I'm really excited about some of the upgrades that they've done to this particular light. And we're also going to be comparing it to their new Warrior Mini 2, which came out this year as well. There's some differences between these two, in addition to the difference between this light and the predecessor, the Warrior 2. Before we get into the details of this particular light, let's go ahead and take a look at what you get in the box. First of all, Olight always does a really good job. These are super premium feeling boxes. Got like a magnetic close feature, and it has all the little accessories you would need with this particular light. First up is the actual pocket clip, which is pre-installed on the light. It's a double-sided pocket clip, meaning you can put it in your pocket like this, or the other side also opens up. I really like this pocket clip design because you don't have to take it off and reconfigure on the light. You can just put it in your pocket whichever way it works for that particular use case. You get a USB-A to MCC3 magnetic charging pad. You can tell it's a 2 amp charger because it has the red bottom. The 1 amp charger had a black bottom. So about 3-foot cable, so that's nice. Also included in the box is this nice nylon holster. And I actually really like this holster for a couple reasons. A, it has a nice thick D-ring on the back for attaching to your pack or something like that. It's not a Velcro holster, which if you've seen my previous video reviews, I don't like Velcro holsters. So this goes with kind of a standard clip style, which I like. It has a real sure positive feel when you lock it in, so you're gonna have no problems with losing your light or something like that in this particular holster. On the back, you have plenty of space for large belts. And overall, it's a pretty nicely constructed nylon holster. And finally, you have your obligatory instruction manual and safety information, which you don't need because you're watching this video review. You'll know everything there is to know about this particular light. All right, so now that we got everything in the box covered, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the light itself. The light is 5.47 inches long, 1.16 inches in diameter, and 6.21 ounces with the battery installed, which is actually a really good weight for a tactical flashlight. It's not so heavy that it's going to be banging around in your pack or in the bottom of your pocket, but it's heavy enough that you have a very capable, full function light in your hand. So let's talk a little bit more about the actual features of this light. On the business end, we have this nice tactical bezel or strike bezel, which is one of the features I really want when I pick up this light, because I'm going to be traveling to some places where other defensive options are not allowed. So a flashlight with a tactical bezel is a really nice thing. On the inside there, you can see the LED and the reflector. It's a TIR system, and it throws out 2,300 lumens, which is 500 lumens more than its predecessor, the Warrior 2. And then the Warrior Mini 2 only throws out 1,750 lumens. So again, this is a very capable light. It's a step up from the Warrior 2 and the current Mini Warrior 2. So definitely a high performance light. We'll be taking this outside later so you can see what the beam throw looks like and the color of the light and all those good things. So we'll come back to that later. On the inside, we have a 21700 lithium ion cell. This is a 5000 milliamp hour battery running at 3.6 volts. This is actually the same type of battery technology you'd find in an electric car. So, I mean, that's how powerful this light is. They're literally putting a car battery in the thing. The battery does come with the light, so you don't need to worry about buying that separately. And it just slips in the flashlight like that, and you screw the tail cap back on. The machining is nice and smooth. It doesn't feel gritty or anything like that when you're taking the tail cap on and off. It's definitely a high quality flashlight. When you shake the light around, you don't hear any rattle or anything like that. The battery is sitting in there nice and snugly. Taking a closer look at the actual tail cap, it has a half press mode, which puts it into the medium setting. It also has a full press where it will put it into the turbo mode. There is a way to reset the tail switch to be a tactical mode, where a half press is turbo and the full press is strobe. We'll show you how to do that a little bit later. Also, you'll see that this tail cap design looks a little bit different compared to the Warrior 2, and that's because there's a new magnetic attachment that you can put on for weapon lights. You'll have a cable coming out with the button that can be mounted to the side of your weapon. So, this is again a tactical light. It's set up to be used in your hand or even mounted to a weapon. So, definitely a good option if you're going to be using this in multiple roles. Moving on to the side switch here, this is one of the features I really like about this light. It sits relatively flush, so you're not going to accidentally turn it on your bag or something like that. We'll go over the features when we kind of review the functions of this light, but one of the things I really like is when you press it, it does show you with 4 LEDs for the battery status and up to 4 LEDs for the mode that you're currently in. So a really nice side button design. I hope Olight puts this on some of their other lights as well. The waterproof rating on this light is IPX8, which means it can be submerged down to 2 meters, and it's been impact tested or drop tested to 1.5 meters. So definitely a rugged light, good, solid, robust light all around. When you handle this light, there's no weird rattles. It just has a nice weight to it. It feels super premium, and everything is just very intentionally thought out and well designed. You know, everything from the anti-roll spots where you have the flat sides, the way the pocket clip can be used from the top or bottom. Just everything about this light is just very intentionally made and makes it for a really good light. You briefly saw me bring in the Warrior Mini 2 earlier. Let's go ahead and just do a quick side-by-side comparison in case you're comparing these two light options for your loadout. So as you can see, the Mini Warrior 2 is about a ½ inch shorter than the Olight Warrior 3. It's definitely a little bit lighter and it's smaller in diameter. It's just a smaller light in general. But the Olight Mini 2 is still a very capable light, putting out 1750 lumens versus the 2300 lumens of the Warrior 3. The Warrior Mini 2 only has a 18650 cell in it, where the Warrior 3 has a 21700 cell. So quite a bit bigger battery in the Warrior 3, which means you're going to get longer run times or the same run times at brighter brightness settings. The last major difference between these two lights is the ends here. So while they both have a deep reflector with one LED, the Warrior 3 has this nasty looking strike bezel, where the Warrior Mini just has kind of a plain dimpled bezel. So that's the one last difference between these two. So again, this review is for the Warrior 3. I just want to get the Mini Warrior 2 out for comparison. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the different modes and functions of this light. So the light has 5 brightness settings. The first one is activated by pressing and holding the side button here to turn on what's called the moonlight mode. And as you can see, it's just this really dim 1 lumen light. You can kind of barely see it on my table here. Granted, I have some overhead lights here, but this is if you don't want to blow out your night vision, maybe you're doing some night photography, something like that, or you don't want to disturb the surroundings you're in. So the moonlight mode is only activated when the light is off. You have to press and hold the side button and the moonlight mode comes on. To go into low mode, you just turn the light on. It automatically comes into the 15 lumens mode. And then to switch between the modes, you just press and hold. The second setting is medium at 200 lumens. The third setting is high at 800 lumens. And then when you press and hold again, it goes back down to the low setting, which is the 15 lumens mode. To get into the turbo mode, you just double press the side button, which puts it into the 2300 lumens mode. It'll run in this turbo mode for 2.5 minutes before stepping down to the high mode, which can run for 250 minutes or just over 4 hours. There is one other mode that you can put this light into, and that's by triple clicking the side button, you can go into strobe. So seizure warning. There's the strobe at the full 2300 lumens. Pretty bright. To turn off, you just press the side button, and then it remembers the last setting you're in. In just the case, we were in the high setting, which is 800 lumens. Switching to the back of the light, as we talked about earlier, the half press will get you 800 lumens. The full press will get you turbo mode. Now, you can switch to what's called the tactical setting by holding the tail cap and then pressing the side button. So now when I do a half press, we're in turbo mode. A full press is the strobe mode. To get out of the tactical setting, just hold down the tail cap, press the side button, and then the tail cap half press is high, full press is turbo. So those are the different light modes. I really like the user interface here. It's super simple. You know, the tail cap is just your quick modes. The side button switches between modes, with the double click being the turbo and the triple click being the strobe mode. So super simple UI, really easy to pick up. I really think Olight has a home run with the UI interface on this light. There is one other mode that this light has. It's when the light is off, you press and hold the side button, the moonlight mode will come on, and then it will go off. And that's in lockout mode, and you can tell because the red indicator light is on next to the button. To get out of lockout mode, you just press and hold until the moonlight mode comes back on, and your light is ready to use again. We showed you the battery earlier. The light will last about 250 minutes on the high mode, 800 lumens, or about 4 hours. When the battery is dead, or you just want to top it off, you just take the MCC3 2-amp charger and snap it to the end. It takes about 3 hours total to charge the battery. After 3 hours, you're ready to go. As you're charging the light, you'll see the 4 indicator lights just to the right of the side button go from 1 all the way up to 4 to indicate the light is fully charged. Okay, so that's kind of the quick and dirty overview of the Olight Warrior 3. Let's go ahead and take it outside so you can see what the different brightness modes look like, what the beam throw looks like, and the color of the light itself. Hey guys, welcome to the testing area, aka my backyard. I have set the camera up the same way I do for all my flashlight videos. That way you can get a nice side-by-side comparison at the same distances between different types of lights. So we're going to go ahead and start with the moonlight mode. And this is the 1 lumen. So as you can see, you're not going to see really anything in front of me unless I put my hand directly in front of the light, and then you can see it is lighting up my hand. So that's the 1 lumens mode, maybe good for reading maps, stuff like that. The second mode is the low mode, which is 15 lumens, and this is going to be pretty low as well. You might be able to see a little bit in front of us on the ground, but again, it's going to be more for things about arm lengths away. The next mode is the medium mode, which is 200 lumens, and you're going to see here we're kind of able to reach to that back area, but it's still pretty dim. This would be fine for a parking lot, or trying to find something in the garage, something like that. So plenty fine for about 20 feet away. It's not going to light everything up like the sun, but it's going to get the job done. This mode is the high mode, and this is the mode I like to use it in. It's 800 lumens, and even though it's raining and everything is wet, you can see it's really just lighting everything up really well. You can see the side of the house, you see the back wall there, and it has a nice wide hotspot. I'm about 30 or 40 feet away, and the hotspot is about 7 feet tall or so. That wall I think is an 8-foot wall, so a nice large hotspot. This would be great for lighting up a large area, a parking garage, something like that. The final mode is turbo, and as you can see, the hotspot is significantly bigger. It's much wider than that back wall. It's just lighting up this entire backyard. The side of the house, it just basically covers the entire side of the house. So this would be great if you're out in the field or something like that and you really need to reach out and touch something. Again, this is the turbo mode, which is 2,300 lumens, which will run for 2.5 minutes before stepping down to the high mode, which is 800 lumens for 250 minutes. The final setting on this light is the strobe mode, and that can be done by triple tapping the side button, and it is just seriously obnoxious. Like I said earlier, you can set the tail cap to do this as well. It's full 2,300 lumens doing the strobe thing, which would definitely incapacitate someone who's trying to attack you. And then you'd use the striking bezel in a pinch. All right, guys, that is the outdoor test. Let's go ahead and move back inside where it's not raining. All right, guys, that was the outside testing. I was very impressed with this light. For the size and weight of this particular light, you have a super powerful light. And then the strike bezel really makes this a nice tactical light, as well as the different modes that you can program the tail button to be, turbo versus strobe or high versus turbo. I really like this as a tactical light. I see this being a great fit for law enforcement, military, security, or even someone like me who maybe travels to places that other security option isn't available to you and you have to settle for something less. So I'm a big advocate of tactical pins, tactical lights, things like that, where you can follow the law but still have a defensive option in a pinch. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button below. It helps the channel out a lot. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're the first to be notified when I release new videos just like this one. Cheers!